Hello, friends. How you doing? Day 497 of my challenge. Hope you're doing amazing. Thought I'd come in tonight and do something new for the first time, and that is to do a film review, a movie review. And so just heads up, gonna do some spoiler alerts. So if you haven't seen the movie, you probably want to watch it first. And so the movie that I watched, it was actually just last night, is called Me Before You, and it's one of my new friend Vicky. She was the one who said that it's one of her favorite movies. And so like, oh, okay. Honestly, I had no idea why she liked it. I should have probably asked. But she said it's one of her top ones. I'm like, and she seemed like 9 times like, whoa, okay, you really like that one. Okay, cool. So I decided to watch it, and didn't know what to expect. I didn't even see a trailer or anything. I'm like, okay, but I watched it, and I'm just gonna share some thoughts on it. I don't know if I really have a review on it, but just some thoughts on it, and my thoughts after it. And so the movie is about a young lady who takes up a job to take care of this quadriplegic. So she didn't really know why or what she's supposed to do there when she first started, but she got the job, and over time they built a relationship, and she learns that he has been thinking about suicide, and he promised his parents 6 months before he has assisted suicide basically, and obviously that's such a challenging situation. I cannot even imagine being any one of them, whether it be the person who's disabled, or his parents, or even her who's tasked with essentially trying to brighten up his day each day, because he was very very negative, and none of the past caretakers or whatever um, whatever the job title you want to call it, they never really lasted that long. And so somehow she got through to him with her quirky self. And it's played by Emilia Clarke. And they eventually fell in love, and she thought she was making some progress, and at the end of the movie he still decides that he still wants to no longer continue to live. He just said he was just suffering too much every day, just waking up. He says the only reason why the only thing he was looking forward to the last 6 months was to see her, and he's grateful for it. But he doesn't want her to ever feel like he was a burden. And she has a great heart and says you would never feel that. And but he says, I don't know, you don't know, but I could never live with myself. And anyways, there's more details to it, but you can watch it yourself. And really, obviously, the bond really deepened, and they created a great love for each other. And after the movie, I just got to thinking, like, how would I respond if a life altering circumstance happened to me? He was he was from a wealthy family, so he had an amazing life. He was athletic, he was built, he was popular, he was good looking, rich, so he had everything basically, the world in his palm. And that was all taken away. And he spent the last number of years just being very cynical and jaded about life. And I don't blame him. He knows what he knows, and at the same time, how would I be if I were him? I'd probably think the same way. But obviously, I have different life experiences. I didn't come from you know a massively wealthy family where everything was taken away by an accident. So I don't know exactly how he'd be feeling. I'd like to think that who I am now would be able to deal with something like that in a in a decent way. I can't really imagine until I actually put in this situation. Then I also thought, you know what, if it happened to me when I was a young little boy, I think that would still be easier than someone who was, say, a young adult, maybe in the early 20s, where they've already lived quite a bit of life, and but they're still quite emotional and really don't know enough about themselves yet. So I think that would really hit someone at that age a lot more than someone who's lived quite a bit of life and someone who has not lived so much. So, and then after that, I started to think about just perspective. Um, if you had so much and everything was taken away, I've heard of stories where rich people, they lost everything in the stock market or housing crash or whatever, and then they commit suicide. Yet, they were in a much better position than most people now. And it's like, oh, is it really that bad? But I don't think it's a circumstance that is really as important as the attitude and the. Excuse me. Oh man. And the perspective. Because obviously, comparing what um, to what is now the reality, and so I can't imagine, but I think it would definitely be hard, especially at the beginning. But over time, hopefully, I don't know. I would like to think that I would want my life to mean something. If you got changed and I had a massive challenge, I would like to still make my life count for something. If I'm gonna go through something hard and difficult and challenging, I want to be able to use it in a way that I can help others. That's me talking now after studying and learning all these years. But I don't know how I would be if I were in my early 20s or late teens or even teenager. So, yeah, it was I don't know if it was a sad ending. It was a good movie though. It really definitely tugged on some heartstrings, and for me, it just made me really think about it. And again, I'm just grateful for everything in my life because again, nothing is guaranteed. Everything can easily be taken away. Um, even our world example right now. Hello, people in Ukraine. Hello, you could have had tons of businesses, a thriving business. Boom, it's taken away overnight, literally overnight. So how are you going to deal with that circumstance, right? And the thing is, life will always come. Life will always hit us in some way, shape, or form. I guess the one thing that I'm trying to do, or I'm working on, is just building that muscle, that resilience muscle, and that attitude of gratitude every single day, to hopefully, when life does hit, that uh, I'm able to deal with it in a healthy way or a decent way. So, um, the film itself, I think, like I said, I think it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Um, it had a good dose of humor, laughter, romance, no action, but that's not what it was about. It was a romantic drama, I think. I don't know. But it was good. So anyway, it's called Me Before You, starring Emilia Clarke and Sam Claflin. And so, yeah, I definitely recommend watching it. If you have, I don't know, it's like an hour and a half or something. Oh. Well, actually, it's just under 2 hours, an hour and 15 minutes. So, yeah, I don't watch many movies, so it's nice. I don't know, watching somebody else's story or a story being told by a director. So, anyways, if you watch it or have seen it, I'd love to hear your thoughts. How did you like it? What are your thoughts on the ending or the plot or the characters? I'd love to hear your review or your thoughts on it. I've just shared you mine. Okay? Anyways, have a great night, friends.